if you're just joining us live, direct from the Hero TV studio. Alright, they said music is the food to the soul. And I also heard that they said music is the wine that fills the cup of silence. In case you don't know, you are live on the Hero TV, your #1 online TV, and this is a chat with your minister. I happen to be your host, EmmaZion. This is the first edition, and I welcome you direct and live. Alright, today we have a special guest in the house. In case you don't know, someone you've been seeing live on your TV station. He has traveled far and wide. And presently, now, we have him right here in the studio. We're going to be talking to him. He's going to be communicating to us. He's going to tell us a little and much more about himself, his background, and his musical career. Alright, without wasting much of our time, if your hands are not too busy, put your hands together as we welcome Minister Triple E. Alright, bro. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, thank you very much.
Alright, Mr. Triple E.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
Okay, my name is Emeka Emmanuel, popularly known as Triple E. I'm from Delta State, Nigeria. I'm the only child of my parents.
Alright, Triple E, tell us, how did you get into music? Because I've been hearing a lot of talk. So many people said, I was born into a music family, my mother was this, my father was this, I was born as a singer from my mother's womb. I started singing at the age of 2, 3. So in your own way, how did you get into music?
Okay, for me, it's nothing different from most what everybody would say. You know, my mom was the music director of our local church back then in Delta State, and more or less like born into music. But I was never a fan of gospel music. In fact, I never wanted to do gospel music. So, but the thing is, the locality I found myself in then was a ras and rugged environment. So in order for me to survive, I would be writing love songs for some of the secular artists around. I write songs and they give me small tips. I just use it to feed, I just need to keep body and soul together. But the struggle was tough, the struggle was hard. It was almost impossible to break out from the environment. But one day, I think this is what happened. I play keyboard, so I go to churches, I play keyboard for people, for programs, and I get invited to get paid for it. But after a while, I think the Holy Spirit started touching me gradually. And then one fateful day, I laid on my bed, because like I said, my environment was rugged. It's either you become a tout or you become an armed robber or something. So I made a prayer that night. I said, God, if you take me out of this environment, take me out of this community, I will sing for you till I die. And the testimony is that just the next morning, I got a call from Pastor Ndwisi, my pastor in Zoe Ministries, and he called me and said, pack your things, you're coming to Lagos to play keyboard for me in my church. And that's how I moved to Lagos, and that's how I knew that God has kept his own end of the deal. He has removed me from the village, and I must sing for him or else. That's how I found myself.
Alright, Triple E,
yeah.
Tell us, professionally, how long have you been into the gospel music world?
Okay, professionally,
yeah.
I started singing in 2014.
Okay.
Yes, that's when I released my first song, Oyobioma. Yes, so from there it's been God all the way.
Alright, you said something initially. You used to write songs for secular world, and
yeah.
all of a sudden you have this gift of going to the gospel. Why this is an opposite to some other people? Some others started from church and they are now in secular world.
Yeah.
Okay, now tell us, what inspires you? What inspires some of your music? Like, what inspires you to go into gospel?
Okay, so I am a passionate person, emotional person. So most of the songs I sing come from a place of experience, from the things I've been through, you get. So I think it's easier for me to talk to God through music, expressing what I have been through, expressing his love for me, expressing where I'm coming from, what I've experienced, what the world has shown me, how tough it's been, and realizing in those moments that it can only be God. So my songs come from a place of communion with my Father, a place of understanding His worth for my life, a place of relationship with Him. So God is my inspiration.
All right, just this one more question, and the audience, your fans, will get to hear another of your tracks.
Yeah.
I want them to listen to some of your tracks as the interview will be going on. Just this one more question.
Yeah.
What inspires you to compose gospel music? What inspires you? What gives you that inspiration?
Well, like I said earlier, it's just it gets to a point in your life, if you're a Christian and you are walking closely with God, it gets to a point in your life you realize that you are God's mouthpiece. Realize that God has to speak His heart, His word through you. So what inspires me, like I said, it's my place of communion with my Father. Most times it's from my personal experience. You go through hell and you come out of it and you realize that this can only be God. You just have to sing about it so that people can get encouraged by that. So God is my inspiration, honestly speaking.
All right, you heard it from Triple E. It can only be God, and God alone gives him inspiration.
Yeah.
All right away, we're going on a short break. Listen to one of his videos, watch, relax. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Triple A on this one. I got nothing else to ask for, Lord.
Ambassadors
Holy Spirit, fill me up. Because in you I live, in you I move, and in you I have my being. I see the rainbow, it testifies. I see the stars, they worship you. My Lord, I long to know you more, and I long to live for you. But I know it's never enough to say. See, I know it's never enough to sing it. Chukumonza, hey, oh, yeah. Chukumonza, yemi kekio, yemi kekio.
Welcome back. All right, welcome back once again. This is a chat with your minister, and we have our special guest in the house, still sitting, looking gorgeous, awesome. All right, still your boy, your one and only, yeah. Triple E in the building. All right, the video that just played, Chukumonza.
Yeah.
Tell us about the videos.
Okay, so if you listened earlier when I was saying that songs come from a place of experience with God, you understand? So Chukumonza is a song that, like I told you the story that took me out from my village, you get. So it's a prayer for every youth and every teenager and every adult. The worst thing that can happen to any man in this life is when you miss the will of God for your life. That's one. If you miss God's will for your life, you will struggle for the rest of your life. And then if you miss your place in life where the destiny has designed you to be, you miss that place, you miss that place, you struggle. So that song came as a prayer for me, that God should empower me, empower the youths out there, that we don't miss His will for our life, that we don't miss our place in life. That's just where that song is coming from.
All right, Triple, you tell us, like, in total, how many videos do you have presently?
I could say professional videos about 5, but you know, cover videos total should be 9 or 10.
Right, at the moment, tell us, in total, do you have an album? How many tracks do you have presently? Do you have an album? I've been seeing much of your singles. I've never heard you invited us to an album launch. So what should we be expecting, and how soon should we be expecting our album?
Okay, about the album, it's quite tricky. The thing is this, I have a lot of songs. I've recorded a lot, maybe because I'm a producer though, but I have recorded a lot of songs, and pastors and ministers keep asking me, when is your album dropping? I've got calls even from outside the country telling me, send us your album. But the thing is this, the Lord has not asked me to make an album. That's the trick about it, because for every time I prepare by myself, like, okay, I'm going to do my album, I have enough songs to do like 3-4 albums. But for every time I'm ready to say, okay, let's do the album, he keeps telling me, not yet time, don't do it, it's not time. I don't know how long, I don't know, maybe I will never do an album, I don't know, but I have songs out there, people listen to them, people download them, people call in for those songs, but I do not have an album. So
okay, you just said something. You said you're also into production.
Yes.
Like you're a music producer.
Yes.
Wow. So tell us, what? How should I put this question? Because I'm confused at the moment. What gives you the inspiration also to go into production? No. We need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe this particular question is for someone that is watching right now. I did not wake up and decide to go into production. I come from a very poor background. I lost my mom when I was 12 years.
Wow.
And I never knew my dad. Do you understand? Wow. So I grew up with my grandma, and things were broke, were poor. We didn't have money. So coming to Lagos, like I told you the story earlier, I said, okay, I'm going to do gospel music. I'm going to sing for God, because he has fulfilled his part of the deal. Now let me fulfill mine. So I started saving money. I saved money, and I went to the studio. I paid for a session to record my first gospel song. Now when the producer was producing the song, it was not giving me what I wanted to hear. You get? I was not... It was sounding more like a secular song, and I wanted a gospel song. So right there, I could say the Holy Spirit told me, the money you paid for this studio session is not to produce your song. You just paid for production class. So instead of waiting for the producer to finish my song, I sat down there and I started looking at what he was doing. In one day, I looked keenly, watching what he was doing, the software he was using, and when he was done, I collected the song. Till today, nobody has listened to that song. I dropped it somewhere. Then I went home, I saved the next money, and I went to buy a laptop. I bought that software, and I tried to recall the things he was doing that day. I started practicing and practicing. This was in 2015. I started practicing, and that is how I got to where I am today. That's how my production life started. And that's how, I can't tell you that I went to pay anything for anyone to teach me production. I think God specifically wanted me to learn what I'm doing today, because he knows that, man, let's keep it.
Wow, what an awesome God he is.
Yeah.
All right, Triple will tell us. After this, we'll be going on a short break again, so people can watch your videos.
Yeah.
Tell us, what has been your challenges, like in the music industry, for you to get to the level you are? So many people are looking up to you, and I recently, some months back, I was watching one of your videos on AIT.
Yeah.
It was really awesome, though. It was really awesome. How were you able to get to this point? And for you to stand still, what has been your challenges? What has been your challenges?
Okay, speaking from the heart, the biggest challenge for gospel musicians in this country, let me just say this country, because I've not been outside but this country.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest challenge for gospel singers in this country is support and sponsorships. It's as bad as even to our local churches. Our pastors, our choir members, our leaders, they hardly believe in what we carry. They would prefer to get ministers from outside and pay thousands, pay hundreds of thousands to fund those people than look within them, see the bright futures, and those that have that urge within them and support them is difficult. So there's a lot of, struggle for gospel artists. So what challenges have I had? I've had a lot of challenges, a lot. Now, I think what made mine a bit easy is because back in 2015, the Holy Spirit told me, learn this production, because I think he knows better that the support will not come. The people will not really be there for you. And if you don't learn this now, a time would come you will leave gospel music because there's no support. So I guess because I was able to learn it at that point, I was not able to just take care of myself, do the songs when the inspiration comes, produce them down and keep them. Now personally, have I been able to stay in this ministry, like you said, how have I been possible for me to be here till now? I think first of all, that goes back to Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31. It says, those that wait upon the Lord, I wait on him. He's my, come on, he's everything. So I believe that he is the rewarder of those that diligently seek him. I don't struggle. I know the money is not there, the support is not there, but I know that in his time everything will manifest. So I stay there despite the fact that there's no support from the church or from the people. I just want to be here. You know, I told God one day, I said, if you don't bless me, if I sing this song from now till I die and you don't bless me, I'll keep singing gospel. I'll keep blessing your name because I'm alive. And how I got here, I don't know. How you just talk about the video, how it got to the station step, I can't tell you. I paid for it because it's God's favor and everything. So I just believe that the struggles are there, but at the end of the day, it depends on how willing you are to stay through the good and the bad times.
All right, wonderful people, are you ready to be willing and be patient with God? Believing that with God all things are possible. Okay, right away we're going on a short break and we're going to be listening to one of his favorite songs that I love. Yeah. I don't even know the meaning. All right, on a short break, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Ambassadors of worship.
Tell us about there's this wonderful people that always appear in your video. Most of your videos I've watched, beautiful, wonderful people. Who are they?
Yes, I am very honored to tell you about these people. That's the ambassadors of worship, my team, my family, my world, the ambassadors of worship music crew. Well, those guys, I don't think I would do much without them.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Meaning they've really contributed to you a lot.
They have. Like, they are always there for rehearsals. They are there for financial commitments. They are there for, even when I get tired, like I don't want to do it again, I'll be like, oh no, we are here for you. Even, and the amazing part is, even those that have left the group, the former ambassadors of worship, there are people who, due to some situations, you know, they left town, went for school, left the group and all that. Everybody has contributed to how far this ministry has gotten to. Ambassadors of worship.
Wow. They say behind every successful man there is a woman. In this case, I would say behind every successful Triple E there is an ambassador of worship.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful people. We're still here live and direct. I want to ask you, Triple E.
Yeah.
You are in the ministry.
Yeah.
Let's assume, who are these kind of people? There's just one person you're looking up to, maybe to future in your music or to work with. Who is that one person that you're looking up to? You wish the person is here for you to record the song with?
Tim Godfrey!
Why? Why Tim Godfrey?
One thing I love about Tim Godfrey is his music. He's not regular. He doesn't do the regular kind of music. He doesn't do music to please anybody. He does music based on what God has given him and how he wants it to come out. You understand? So Tim Godfrey is just on his own. And I love that about him. I love his uniqueness. If I have the opportunity to work with any artist in this country, that would be Tim Godfrey #1. I still have a list of those I really want to work with, but from the way he said, pick one. So Tim Godfrey.
All right. Do you have a mentor? Do you have somebody that you're looking up to become in future?
Okay, that'd be like a role model. Yes, yes, I do.
So who is the person?
Tim Godfrey #1.
Still Tim Godfrey.
When I do praise with my team, we model somehow. People whenever we come out from programs, people be like, you guys are sounding like Tim Godfrey. You guys are doing that. So yeah, Tim Godfrey has really been shaping up in terms of praise. He's been shaping up my music and all that. And when you talk about the worships and the soul in worship, that would be Nathaniel Bassi.
Wow.
For this country, though, this country, yeah.
Okay, I don't want us to take it outside the country. I don't want us to take it outside the country.
Yeah.
Triple E, tell us, in 5 years from now,
Yeah.
what should we be expecting from you?
Okay, unless Jesus comes today or tomorrow or before 5 years. But if he doesn't come till then, in 5 years from now, by God's grace, I intend to be, by God's grace, a voice in this country. Personally, my drive and vision in life is to help. At this my little level, I've been able to bring up so many aspiring gospel music arts. I organize a competition almost every year.
Wow.
I look for money, I give them to encourage them. So in 5 years time, I want to be able to have established that franchise, that gospel discovery in the people. It's not really about me. I'm not really particular about where I'm going to become. I just want God to have been able to empower me enough to lift up. Every time I call for mass choir concerts, people troop in, people gather for it.
Wow.
So I want to be able
Nice
to
one.
sit down in a position where I can easily help people. That is where I want to be in 5 years.
All right, just a word.
Okay.
What will you advise those that are coming up, that wish to be like you, that wish to be better than you, that wish to move into this music, or people that are planning to go into it? What is your word of advice for them?
Okay. If you're listening right now, if you're watching right now, and you have dreams of becoming a musician, a gospel musician, and you are afraid, probably because you don't have the sponsorship, you don't have the personality to support you, you don't have the strength, let me tell you one thing. If you keep sitting down and keep talking about how you do not have who will help you, how you do not have who will support you, how you do not have, you will never start. You will never achieve anything. Listen, I repeat, I told you guys the story of how I came into this thing. I had no one. Even till now, there is no one. Do you understand? It's just God who has been there. And I repeat, what has kept me is the fact that I refuse to sit in one place. When I think about something I want to do, the first thing I want to do about it is go and find out how much it costs. If I find out how much it costs, if I do not have money, I ask myself, what other ways can I get this from? Do you understand? For instance, my mentor there, Pastor Praise Nko, told me something. He said, you're looking for money to get drum sets, keyboard, bass guitar for your concert. Yes, so you're looking for who will give you money. You need these things for your concert, right? But you don't have money, and you keep crying that there's nobody to support you. But the question is this: if you get a drum set, do you still need money for the drum set? No. If you get keyboard, do you still need money to rent the keyboard? No. So what you should do, if you don't have money, nobody to give you money, the question is, okay, where can I get a drum set? If you have a friend who has a drum, brother, can I borrow this drum? If you meet 3, 4, 5 people, they give you all those things you're looking for, you already have it. So why wait until money comes to rent it? So there's always 3 or 4 ways to get a thing done than waiting for support and sponsorship. So my advice is, if you have a dream, you have a focus, you want to achieve something in this life, don't sit down, don't blame it on. That's why most of these people who stand on the road, young guys begging for alms, baba bros, afana, I get angry because they are young and their blood is boiling. They can do a lot of things with themselves instead of waiting and say there's no one to give them money. So I advise you to stand up. If you can dream it, you will achieve it. I'm not giving you motivation. I'm telling you it's real.
Yes.
Get up and do something about it.
If you can dream it, you can achieve it.
Yes.
And they also said, if it is in your picture, then it is in your future. Believe it or not, that is just the word. All right, right away, we are coming to an end of this first edition of Chat with Your Minister on your #1
Thank you.
online TV station, Hero TV to the Wall. And it was nice having my brother, a friend, Triple E in the building. Triple E, just a word to the Hero TV. Just a word to the Hero TV, and help us and show us how these productions look like before we leave you.
Okay, for Hero TV, I am very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you. My prayer is that in the next 4 or 5 years, you become a force to be reckoned with in the world. I am praying that we're all getting there, and I would gladly say to myself, I was part of the humble beginning. Thank you for this privilege. Thank you. And to my brother here, I did not tell you guys one thing about this guy. In 2014, this guy has a lot to do with my ministry. As a matter of fact, let me be honest with you. This guy is sitting here. I need to give him this glory in public. This guy has a lot, because I came to him and I said, guy, I just recorded a song and I want to prepare an album. Yes.
And I said no.
And he told me no.
Don't do an album.
He said, don't do an album. He said, who knows you? Who will listen to your album? Who knows you? And he didn't know it was God speaking through him, because since 2014 till now, God is still saying no, don't do album. He told me, sir, don't leave album. Go and get your face to the people. If possible, do a concert. This guy inspired Activated for Praise 2014, sir. God bless you, sir.
Congrats once again. Alright, just before we leave the studio, in case you don't know, this is Triple E Studio, the Cube Studio, musical studio, one of the best here at Ilasa Maja. Sulere, in case you want to produce any of your songs. And he's going to do a little freestyle for us before we leave. I want you to sit back and listen to him a little bit and follow us next week. We're going to be coming out with another great minister in the house. Okay, right away, time for Triple E.
Alright, so this is a very simple song I wrote some time ago, and I'm just gonna try and run it through. The title is Holy Fire. Right. Let your fire burn my heart. Let your glory shine around. Let your fire burn from deep within. Let your glory fill this place. Let your fire burn our hearts. Let your glory shine around. Let your fire burn from deep within. Let your glory fill